is Jets at Noon with Cameron Poitras and Jim Toth on 680 CJOB.
Yeah, that was a real good game. I thought that, there's little things that happen over the course of a game. I don't know if there ever is a perfect 60, but that was one of our best of the year. Liked a lot of what we did, whether that was our coverage, whether that was our breakouts. I thought we were really good on our breakouts.
Jim Toth, Cam Poitras, Jets at Noon, Free for All Friday, 204-780-6868, 204-780-6868. The phone lines are open. Jets at Noon brought to you by Wash Method Car Wash, 690 St. Anne's Road. That was a pregnant pause, a very pregnant pause.
Are you pregnant?
I don't know. You know what? It might be like Zeus. You know Zeus? Zeus, the god of lightning, the head honcho on Zeus, the head honcho on Mount Olympus. He sewed
ran a tight ship up there.
He did. He sewed a baby into his calf and gave birth out of his calf. So if Zeus could do it, why couldn't I? So
Zeus
I might,
did this?
Yeah.
In his calf. Why his calf?
Well, he couldn't. He didn't have a womb.
Oh, Zeus didn't want the baby weight. What a prima donna.
So I don't know.
That is, even if you don't believe in mythology, the dumbest story ever.
It's true.
Like, even if you do believe in it and all that.
Well, how could you believe in Zeus on Mount Olympus?
The cat, look, it's out there to begin with and highly unbelievable. But when you make it the calf, there's no way I'm buying that.
Like if he gave himself a womb.
Oh, I gave myself childbirth through my kneecap.
Dionysus.
Shut up.
Yeah. No, sorry. What? Oh, sorry. In Greek mythology, the god Dionysus, who was the god of wine and like partying and fun.
Well, there would be wine.
He was born from Zeus's thigh, not his calf. So I'm sorry.
His thigh.
Yeah, which is a big difference.
I mean, I don't know if a man was going to give himself the power to have a child.
Yeah.
I don't know what body part would not make me go, come on.
Yeah.
I guess the stomach. If he had a baby in the stomach, then I'd be like, well, maybe, I don't know.
The jealous goddess Hera, I guess Zeus, as he often did, got Hera pregnant. So Hera, didn't get Hera, but somebody else. So Hera tricked her in and killed her or something, got her into the river Styx or something like that. I don't know. I don't want to get into the whole thing here, but Zeus managed to rescue the unborn fetal Dionysus. He then sewed the premature infant into his own thigh to carry him for the remainder of the pregnancy, which is about 3 months. So I'm saying, you asked me if I'm pregnant, I'm saying I might be carrying a baby in my thigh. You'd never know.
On a free-for-all Friday, where it's clear any other day of the week, we go, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. We go, I'll think about it. I'm sorry. I'm not even thinking about it.
You never heard that story?
A thigh baby from a man?
Yeah, it's Greek mythology, Jim. VIP take on the text line to win a VIP car wash from our good friends at Wash Method, 204-780-6868. It'll also be a call, most likely a call. We'll announce the winner later in the program, which is coming at you live from the Boston Pizza Studio for gourmet pizza and pasta. Bring the team to Boston Pizza.
You understand for the next month when I come into work, it's, hey, thigh man.
I've been working these thighs.
Hey, thigh baby.
I've been every morning. I've been like 10 minutes. I've been stretching my thighs. I'm trying to get some more flexibility out of them.
What are you doing? Just help me here. What do you think of the thigh baby from Zeus?
Sew me onto your thigh, Toth. Sew me onto your thigh.
You know what? You're so tiny. I can carry you.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, not now. I'm an old man.
Well, if they had
back in college soccer, I had ripped thighs. I could carry you on my thigh for you.
If they had a NICU back in 600 BC, maybe Zeus wouldn't have had to sew him into his thigh.
Did they have thigh masters?
Zeus didn't need a thigh master. He was ripped.
You see a photo? That I believe. That Zeus was ripped.
I was at the Vatican. Chiseled. I saw a bunch of, and at the British Museum, they had a bunch of statues of him. Believe me, he was a specimen. Zeus was, he was well taken care of.
Now, I appreciate that he stepped up and tried to help. That's a good guy.
Well, yeah, it's just his own son.
That's a good guy. Well, his son.
What would you do? You wouldn't rip your thigh open to say, listen.
I would do anything for my sons. Anything.
I would too.
Including
we're gonna get to the phone.
Somebody said you could thigh baby this kid. I'd be like, I guess.
We're going to get to the phone lines in a second.
Right.
But first, I want to get your thoughts on last night's game.
Well, last night's game, thank you for moving us on.
Yes.
Last night's game was really good. I thought it was their best complete effort. I think this is what Scott O'Neill's been talking about. The top guns were the top guns, but I thought the bottom six played well as well. I thought Jonathan Toews, all that, but Nito Niederreiter, all that. And we talked about second periods between both teams, and I thought the Jets won the second period. Obviously, they came to life. That's what that dangerous top line can do, and that's when if you can get some wins with the bottom six and the other lines and defense other than that top six contributing, you're going to go a long way. But I think that would calm Scott O'Neill down a little bit from saying, like, we've yet to play 60 minutes, these second periods. I thought it was pretty all-around effort. I don't give much into, like, I know when it was 5-3, like that goal by Burakovsky is ridiculous.
My God. I mean, like,
that
how do you...
absolutely ridiculous.
See, we talk about goals that can't be defended. That is an undefendable goal. What are you supposed to do?
There's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do about that. And the first goal, my takeaway was, first of all, I want to, listen, the top line yesterday, particularly Kyle Connor, that was an unbelievable game by that trio of guys. Listen, they all had great games. I know Velarde had two. Mark Scheifele was great. Kyle Connor was so dynamic last night. He was unbelievable.
So the game ends, and I'm listening to the post game, and I'm just like, for everybody who debates me on the $98 million, for everybody who debates me on everything, do you believe me now? He is a top 10 player in this league.
Yeah, he's up there.
He's top 10 elite in this league.
Also, I wanted to just follow up my point about Burakovsky's goal. And then the first goal, just a weird bounce on the backboards, can't reel it in. So, I mean, the game ended up being 6-3, but that was a crushing victory for the Winnipeg Jets. It was not a close game.
It was not a 6-3 game. And there are times where I'll be like, ooh, like they got to hang on better than that third. It was starting to get away from them and stuff. I'm not doing that. I know it was 5-3 and it got tighter. But I thought both those, the second and the third goal, were earned.
Let's go to the phone lines here. We got hey Steven, what's up?
Good afternoon, gentlemen, and happy Friday from the home of the number one team in the Western Conference standings today.
It's nice.
I saw that.
It feels good.
Moving on up.
Who would have thought that on Monday when we were hand-wringing about Minnesota and potentially in ominous territory?
Yeah.
But I wanted to temper the Blue Jays' enthusiasm to follow up on your talk about the Maple Leafs yesterday and the bad contracts and who's to blame.
Yeah.
The micro and macro problem with the Leafs started with John Tavares. The macro problem is Toronto, like Craig Button says, they don't love their hometown heroes like other places. They do if they come from other teams. Every time there's Gretzky may get traded. Well, he's got to come to Toronto. McDavid might not play his contract out. Well, he's got to come to Toronto. Eric Lindros has to come to Toronto because that's the place every star wants to play. And when they finally had that hometown guy ready to buy in, they overpaid him by about $3 million a year for a guy who's only been a point a game or better 3 times his entire career. And that contract set up the big overpays for Matthews and Nylander and Marner.
But you know what?
That's why they can't afford defense or a goalie.
Steven, and I was on board and I still am. He has earned every dollar of that contract. Do not get me wrong. He is a point per game player throughout the entire tenure of that contract he got. But it was a terrible contract for the Leafs because they needed defensemen. And they spent $11 million at the time, which was unheard of. It was between them and San Jose for his services. And it's one of those rare cases, in my opinion, where John Tavares earned that contract. He deserved it on any other team. But on a team that had high-end forwards and desperately needed some high-end and to spend some money investing in their defense and goaltending, they spent their money wrong, even though he's lived up to the contract.
It's asset management.
It's asset management.
So what they should have done was they should have dealt Nylander or Marner. Didn't matter.
To me right now, it's like the Jets going out and spending $9.5 million on a goalie.
Well, or
that's what they did with Tavares.
On Scheifele 4 years ago, when at a point-a-game pace, he might be worth $8 where the market was at that time. That's why it was an overpay. Not that he didn't play well, not that he hasn't earned a good salary, but $11 million when there was a flat cap world.
Yeah.
At a point, and it's usually $100,000 a point.
You're right,
standard.
Steven.
$8 million was really what the rate was. They overpaid to get that one hometown star.
Well, you're absolutely right. They went above and beyond the market to grab him.
They overpaid Nylander at the same time. Like the going rate was the Ehlers, the kind of stuff. The points he produced was like $6 million. They gave him 8 or 9.
They overpaid Marner at that moment.
They overpaid everybody of their star forwards.
Look at all the points that Marner has racked up since. He's making, what is it, 12.5 in Vegas? It's not that much more than what he was making before.
But at the point of their careers, to Steven's point, they overpaid for what the market was paying guys of that ilk at the time.
Correct.
They earn it now. Like Nylander now deserves a contract he's gotten.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Nylander has earned his contract as well, but at the time, massive overpay and still not worth the points that he's putting up given the size. That leads them to have no defense, no goaltending, no team. Great, you got a couple of stars. The Oilers have proven a couple of stars and shaky defense and no goaltending can get you kind of far, but it's not going to bring it home.
And Steven, and now the Leafs are a worse team than they were 2-3 years ago. Their worst team.
With contracts they can't shed.
Yeah. Steven, thanks so much for the call. Great call, by the way.
Thanks
so much.
You bet, guys. Have a great Friday.
Yeah, you too, man. 204-780-6868. And the Leafs are what would happen if the Leafs, who are right now in second last now I know there's a huge logjam in the East right now. 1 point separates the second last team, the Leafs, who have 11 points, with the Washington Capitals, who have the second wildcard spot with 12 points. Okay. So when I say that the Leafs are in second last place, which they are technically when all the tiebreakers and everything comes in, it sounds a lot worse of a situation than it actually is. But if this is how tight things are in the East and the Leafs don't fix things, how big of as we go to break here, Jim, it is colossal if they can't figure this out.
Yeah. I think it's too late. I think that, like I said, Tavares has lived up to that contract. The problem is they needed to spend that amount of money on other places. And it's $11 million. And he's a point per game player throughout the entire longevity of that contract so far. But 2 $5 million defensemen on that team?
Call the Boston Pizza Jets at Noon hotline, open 24/7, 204-780-6800. Boston Pizza, come in for lunch every weekday. The Boston Pizza, get a delicious main side and ice cold drink for only $15, only at BP. Hey, we're going to give away that number one caller that award for the $50 gift card to Boston Pizza later on in the show. Asset management, Jim Toth. That's all it is. Let's take a break. Let's come back. On the other side, more of your calls. If you are on the line, hold on. We will get to you. Matt Barzal, late for a team bus, was a healthy scratch. Patrick Waugh, of course, the head coach of the Islanders. I want to get your thoughts on this, Jim. We'll get it when we come back.
Jim Toth on 680 CJOB.
Daryl, George, we see you on the line. Don't go anywhere. We won't have enough time in this segment here, and I want to make sure that you guys are able to jump on the show and get a fair amount of time. So just hang on. Thanks so much for holding on as long as you have. Call the Boston Pizza Jets at Noon hotline, open 24/7, 204-780-6800. Boston Pizza, coming for lunch every weekday to Boston Pizza. Got a delicious main side and ice cold drink for only $15, only at BP. Matt Barzal, late for a team bus, was a healthy scratch. The Islanders, who are last place in the East, were pounded by Carolina. What do you think this is, Jim? We only have about 30 seconds here, but is this instilling needed discipline in a struggling team, or sort of an unnecessary punishment on a team already struggling that splits the locker room?
It's not unnecessary. Matt Barzal needs to be part of the answer there. Now, I don't know why he was late, but I know players who have gotten into car accidents. I know players who have been in snowstorms. I covered a Moose practice once where Scott Arniel had 7 players, because of a massive snowstorm in the city, show up late, and he said it's no excuse. Look at the weather forecast.
You are a high-paid professional.
Leave earlier.
You are a highly paid professional.
And all 7 of them had to skate, or the whole team did, or something. Unless there's an absolute family emergency, they wouldn't have suspended him then. You're supposed to be a leader and a difference maker there on a team that's trying to do something that is horrible.
You're a highly paid professional. You have to be on time. That's it. We'll be right back.
Set an example.
Brought to you by Wash Method Car Wash, 690 St. Anne's Road. VIP take on the text line to win a VIP car wash from my good friends at Wash Method. 204-780-6868. We'll announce the winner later in the program as we're coming at you live from the Boston Pizza Studio. For gourmet pizza and pasta, bring the team to Boston Pizza. Daryl, thank you so much for waiting for so long. What's on your mind, man?
No problem. Good afternoon, guys. Full disclosure, I do have a pregnant belly, but there's no baby in there.
Hey, you've been working on that thing a long time. That beer didn't drink itself.
How's your thigh?
Exactly. My thigh is very sore.
From carrying the beer weight.
Exactly.
You get ripped legs. Look at me. I got ripped legs because of my beer weight.
I'm calling about my buddy Logan Stanley.
Yep. Go ahead.
I'm the one who texted you guys before the season that said that if he's on the second pairing, he's getting eaten alive. Well, I got to say I was wrong so far in 11 games. So far, I've been impressed with how he's been playing this year. First time in 7 years he's been in the league?
Well, it's, here's the thing, and Jim always talks about this, is how many games he's played. He had a lot of injury problems throughout. It's like, let's take a look. Okay, so over his, first,
So he was drafted in 2016.
Yeah, same year
and
as...
they said 3 to 4 years.
Same year as Patrick Laine.
So that's 2020.
18th overall.
And then he had, after being drafted, he had the knee injury, and then he had something else, and then he had 2 things here.
Yeah.
Once he got here. So if you go 3 to 4 years, and it's been 9, this is season 9, then you got to add in 2 more years for the injuries.
He's had two years with the Moose, 18-19 and 19-20, and then since 2020 to this year, so he's had 6 seasons now. This is his 6th season with the big club with the Jets.
But
he's played 213 games over that time frame.
In 6 seasons, 213 games, and there's 82 in a regular season.
Yeah.
So here's his game totals with the Jets. 30. This is per year. 37 games, 58 games, 19 games, 25 games, 63 games last year, then 11 games this year. But here's my point to this. We all sit here and go 3 to 4 years, he's a project, blah, blah, blah. Oh, he's 27 years old and stuff. I'm not sold on it yet, Daryl, to be honest with you. Like, I still think that there's a game or 2 or 3 coming where he may be struggling. Like, I don't think this is it either.
Yeah.
But
I agree. Like, I think he's going to have more than a couple games. But
Scott Arniel,
11.
But Scott Arniel has told me this back to the Moose days. You need to play, and you need to play consistently. What's also lost in the injuries we just talked about and how long it takes him to develop because of a bigger guy in the 3 to 4 years is, while he's come along, this team has been contending for a Stanley Cup. And you don't get those opportunities anymore.
Yeah, they're gone.
Like, he's also missed some games healthy scratch-wise because we have a really good team here, and we're rolling with this lineup.
Well, okay, let's...
That's why he asked for a trade, remember?
Yeah.
And he signed another deal here, and he came on our show, and he said, I don't want to leave. I love this organization, but I need to play. And Scott Arniel agrees with that. Like, he wanted to go to San Jose or something and go, I need to play 3 or 4 years in a row.
Yeah. And you know what?
I would have traded him for a bag of pucks.
Well, you know what? And I think a lot of credit needs to go towards Neil Pionk, who's had a great start to the year, too, as well.
Yeah.
Neil Pionk has been really great. He's been a stabilizing force for Stanley. And so Stanley's played, I think, it's a tough one between him and Fleury. Like, if somebody's going to have to step down for Dylan Samberg's coming right into the lineup.
Yes.
I think it's more of a situation situation you're in will depend on who you'd put in. If you feel like you need more speed, you're going to put Fleury in. If you feel like you need more of a Stanley presence in a game, then he's going to come in.
Let me ask you this. I like Fleury. I loved his training camp, and I thought he deserved the 3-4 role when Samberg went down.
Yeah.
Who's played better?
Stanley.
Stanley's played better overall defensively than Fleury does. And I like Fleury, and I think he has a role in this team. So I think when they get healthy and Samberg's in the lineup, I think it becomes exactly what Stanley is, which some fans hate to hear. Well, he's only in there because of his size. Yes, he'll play the games where they need size, and where they need speed, Fleury will play.
He's in the bottom pairing as far as I'm concerned at this moment, though. Daryl, thanks so much. Appreciate it. So go ahead.
One more point about Logan, quick. You said Burakovsky's goal was undefendable. Well, if Logan Stanley would have been a little bit closer, he could have Burakovsky on his keister on the ice instead of scoring.
Yeah, I think you're probably right, but I mean, listen, you're not expecting a shot coming from where he was positioned at that moment. Like a deflection, yeah, that's something you could expect, but a shot like that,
Logan Stanley was positioned.
Oh, no, it was a beautiful goal.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but he should never have gotten that shot. Stanley should have had him.
No, that was an insanely skilled play.
He put it through his legs and Stanley's legs. That's how well positioned Stanley was to box him out from backing up. And the only shot he had was a backhand on the net, which Connor Hellebuck was in front of.
You got to tip your cap to Burakovsky on that one. There's nothing you can
If
do
he
about
didn't
it.
go through his own legs and Stanley's legs, I would say, yeah, he needed to be closer. Come on.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for the call, Daryl.
Anyway,
Appreciate
Daryl,
it.
great call.
Good day, guys.
Yeah, you too. Take care. Have a great weekend. All right, let's go to George. Hey, George. Thanks for waiting for so long, man.
You know, guys, I've been listening to this show forever and a day, and I love you guys, and I
You're
love
the one.
show.
Thank you.
Thanks, George.
But I got to tell you, that Zeus story is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, I have to agree with you, George. It is a dumb story.
Like, if that could actually happen, can you imagine a bunch of people walking around with kids attached to their
Just like, yeah. You know, I think when they were writing the sort of the Greek religion way back in the day, 3,000 years ago or wherever it was, probably a little bit earlier than that. But I don't think they were focused on realism.
I don't ever want to hear this story again unless I'm 12 beer in. And even then, I don't want to hear.
George, you have anything to say about the Jets?
Yeah, having said that, I want to know, is Lowry back in for tomorrow?
I don't think so, no. No, they want to see him get through a couple practices. Actually, the Jets are practicing. They had a 12 o'clock practice right now.
Okay, so when Perfetti and Lowry come back, are Parker Ford and somebody else going back down to the Moose?
Well, this is the thing we've been saving because somebody else texted in as well, George, asking us who comes out. So probably now's the time to do it. So from what I understand, listening to the pregame show and stuff, I don't think Lowry's going to be back Saturday against Pittsburgh, so tomorrow. But I think on the road is what like Edmonds and Mitchell Clinton were.
Yeah, can I get
Nomel
Mitchell Clinton is down at practice. They were started at a 12 o'clock practice today. Thanks for reminding me about this, George.
Okay.
Mitchell Clinton, Dylan Samberg, and Cole Perfetti remain in non-contact at Jets practice, which is underway. No Gustav Nyquist after he left yesterday's game over Chicago early. Adam Lowry is in a regular jersey once again. Here are the lines. Connor Scheifele, Velarde, Nemestikov, Taves, Iafallo, Niederreiter, Barron, Pearson, Kepke, Ford, Lambert, and then Cheeberkoff is the extra forward. And then Morrissey, DeMello, Stanley, Pionk, and then Fleury and Shen are your and then Lowry and Miller.
What's your thoughts on Lambert and the way he's been playing?
Well, listen, I don't think think Ford, I don't think Cheeberkoff, I don't think Lambert have I don't think I don't think any of them have made a case to stay on the team, one over the other. So I think it's going to come down to what the Jets need out of a healthy scratch once Perfetti and Lowry comes back. We're going to find out what's up with Nyquist. I mean, it might sort of take care of things.
I was going to say, much like Hockey World happens when somebody comes back healthy, somebody gets injured. So if Nyquist misses time, that's the easy thing. But
thanks a lot for the call, George. We got to go. We got the full. We got full phone lines.
Go Bombers, go Jays, and go Jets.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, George.
But I do think it's obviously Parker Ford would be out. I think you're right. I think Cheeberkoff and Lambert at this point need to go down to the Moose, play some games, get a lot of ice time, and continue to develop.
Let's go to Dale. Hey, Dale. Welcome to the show.
Hi,
Dale.
Hi, Dale.
Yeah, I was just wondering where you would place Scheifele as far as top 10. If you've got Connor as the top 10 player. I see he's leading or tied in scoring and one behind in points overall.
Yeah, so when I go top 10, like, to me, obviously the top 5 in my mind, and you can put them in any order, are McKinnon, Draisaitl, McDavid, and McDavid's having a slow start, right?
Yeah,
so
but
blah, blah, blah.
for sure.
Nikita Kucherov and Kirill Kaprizov. Put those top 5 players in the National Hockey League anywhere you want. Then when we get to top 10, I think Connor Hellebuyck's in there. I think he's the best goalie on the planet. I think he's, blah, 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 blah.
Cale Makar.
And then you start going down, like, the Cale Makars, the Mitch Marners, the Jack Eichels, the of this list. And I think Kyle Connor's in the top 10 there. And I think Mark Scheifele's in the top 12 to 15.
All right.
Where do you put him?
Oh, I just think he's totally underrated.
Well, I agree with that.
Like the way he's playing right now, like he's consistent and he's on fire. He's a two-way hockey player, and he makes Connor better.
Like I think that what I agree with you, Dale. I think they both make each other better because you see the plays that
a lot of it is who you play with. A lot of it is.
You see the plays that Kyle Connor was making yesterday.
Yeah,
like honestly, he was so dynamic on the ice and when the puck was on his stick. And
he's a top 10 player in the National Hockey
and that's
League.
right. So like I think I definitely think that Mark Scheifele makes Kyle Connor better, but I think Kyle Connor makes Mark Scheifele better. And I think Gabriel Velarde, I don't think he gives himself a lot of credit, but that's just kind of the guy he is. He improves that line exponentially.
He's the Scottie Pippen of those two. If Scheifele and Connor together or Michael Jordan. He's the Scottie Pippen. Like, you still need a really skilled high-end player to play with those guys, to have a top line like they do.
Yeah.
He's not of their ilk, but he's a really good player. But look, would you take William Nylander over Kyle Connor?
No.
Would you take Dylan Larkin? Would you take David Pastrnak over Kyle Connor?
No, I wouldn't.
I would not. I would be happy with either of those 4 players, but I wouldn't take them over Kyle Connor. And these are the rest of the top 10 players in the National Hockey League, right?
Yeah, so like Kyle Connor
like
right now.
David Pastrnak, William Nylander, Jack Hughes. I take Kyle Connor just as much as I take those guys.
Yeah, I would too. All right, thanks for the call, Dale. Appreciate it. Great call.
Yep.
Have a good one. Let's get Steve on the line. Hey, Steve.
Hey, guys.
What's up? What's going on, dude?
Steve. Happy Halloween,
I just
Steve.
wanted to talk, you guys touched on the guys coming back. Like, obviously Connor, Scheifele, Velarde. What do you have a second? Nemestikov, Taves, Perfetti as the second line?
I would go Taves. I really like Iafallo up with Taves. I think he's got a little bit more offensive. I would probably put Perfetti on the second line with Taves and Iafallo. I would move Nemestikov if Gustav Nyquist is out. Morgan Barron, Niederreiter, and Nemestikov.
You're definitely moving Perfetti into the top 6. Like, he's going to be there.
Perfetti top 6,
and that's where Taves is. So
he, like I said when he got injured, I didn't count on Nyquist and Taves to help Perfetti. I was counting on Perfetti to continue his development and help some veterans with some offense and some speed and all that. So I think it's I follow Taves and Perfetti, and then I think the third line is Niederreiter, Morgan Barron, Nemestikov. I think Parker Ford comes out. Morgan Barron might move down. Adam Lowry will be on the third line, and that's your lineup. And then if Nyquist is healthy, it's probably Cole Koepke that comes out if Nyquist is healthy. But I'll say this. I want this to work with Nyquist, and I'm seeing some improvement in him. It's only been 11 games, but he's got to give some more here because Koepke and Pearson work well on that fourth line. And if you put Morgan Barron in between them, I think you really have something there. Nyquist has to get better to keep his night in, night out spot.
Koepke has been too good on the power play, man. He's been eating up so much minutes on the PK.
You mean the penalty kill?
The penalty kill, yeah. But that's what not power play, penalty kill.
If there's somebody getting outplayed and might lose their spot just if everyone's healthy, I think it might be Nyquist.
So who was your third line? Niederreiter, Lowry, and
Lowry, Niederreiter, and Nemestikov. So it's Taves with Perfetti and Iafallo. Yeah. It's Lowry with Niederreiter and Nemestikov, and then it's Barron moved down with Koepke and Pearson. And if Nyquist is healthy, then I think either Koepke or somebody. You're
not taking Barron. Barron's not coming off center. He's not coming off center.
No.
Thanks so much for the call, Steve.
My point to this is I think Iafallo's outplayed Nyquist on that second line.
Hey, Mike.
I think he's looked better.
We'll squeeze one more caller in here. Hey, Mike, got to be quick.
Yeah, hey, boys, real quick here. For the Stan haters, back to your caller earlier, I think he's played actually quite well. And let's realize for a minute here that Chevy, Bones, and Arnie aren't idiots, and they've given him every opportunity because they see what the guy can do, and I think he's played well.
He has a high ceiling.
You made a great point, Cam. You made a really good point, and I'm not just saying this because his mom and dad are listening to the radio as they drive up from Duluth, but Neil has been unbelievable. With the growth for Dylan Samberg, I think Pionk deserves a lot of that credit, and with the way he's just played super, super well with Stanley, deserves a ton of credit for that. And quickly on the Gus piece, I like him a lot because he slows the game down to my speed, to beer league speed, so we can kind of just, play it nice and slow. But boy, that guy's really smart, and he's got really good hands. That goal that he set up to Vladdy the other night, that little flip pass he made in the zone, and then when he got the puck and took it behind the net, didn't make too quick of a pass, waited until he saw Vladdy's stick was wide open there. Wow, that's smart. So I think there's a spot for him in the top 9 for sure when he comes back.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Appreciate it. You want a car wash?
Hey, man. Yes, sir. My car's filthy.
All right. That sounds weird. You also need some romance in your life?
Nothing more romantic than a night at the car wash, guys.
No, nothing gets better than a special night out washing at the car wash, 690 St. Anne's Road. Thanks, Mike. I got you on hold. You'll talk to our wonderful producer.
And if the Pionks are driving up, I think Neil's the smartest player I've ever met.
And he's so handsome. His parents they're just so good looking.
I think he's underpaid.
They've had to produce such a beautiful specimen of a child.
Yeah.
It's like Zeus and Hera got together.
Now,
and was Neil born out of the thigh of his father?
Well, I don't know about that, but when I first saw Neil come from the Rangers organization in the Trouba trade, I'm like, his parents must be supermodels.
Miss your chance. Get your thoughts on the show today. Call the Boston Pizza Jets at noon hotline, open 24/7, 204-780-6800. Boston Pizza, coming for lunch every weekday to Boston Pizza. Get a delicious main side and ice cold drink for only $15 only at BP. We'll give away that $50 gift card when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
Cameron Poitras and Jim Toth on 680 CJOB.
Hey, Cam, my name is Sid Krasuski. Wanted to wait till after a loss to share this since that's when the Chevy haters come out. So I can't believe he wasn't GM of the year. GM, great drafts, great signing, great identification of talent, and then trades. How could anyone be better? Chevy fan all along, and I think he does a great job. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, that actually Sid in this call was like, it was about a minute. He put on all these great points, and I had to cut it down because I had to squeeze it onto the show here in this final segment. But great research, great call from Sid about the Chevy haters.
And just a shout out to
congratulations, you got a $50 gift card to Boston Pizza.
To our Jets fan line, I think it was Justin sent one in at 3:45 this morning.
Yes.
Now, luckily, I was up with my plumber just watching TV. No, I'm kidding. But when I got up this morning,
you're working through Band of Brothers. You're at the Batosh episodes.
We're watching
when they're surrounded.
National Geographic 10-part documentary on the Vietnam War together. He's coming over tonight. But when I saw that this morning at 3:45, I'm like, hey, that's a great call, Justin, because you clearly went to the game last night. And then you got out and about, and then you came home and you called us. So we appreciate you thinking of us right before you lay your
You got a
head
marathon going, and Pussy, Tony, Paulie, and Sil, they just got on the boat. I don't know where they're off to, but they found something in the cigar box.
I do got to read a tweet from Neil, who tweeted me last night too and said, I need the name of your plumber, not because I have plumbing issues, but because I have no one to watch the Jays game with tonight. I'm sorry. He's watching, he's taking the kids trick-or-treating for me while I watch the game. My plumber's busy.
Jim Toth to take you all the way till 2 o'clock.
They were great,
Jeffrey
by the way.
Forte for producing the show. Be back same time Monday. See ya.